So hello and welcome my dear friends to my channel. In this video I'm going to make you learn the formulas that is given in the atomic structure chapter of chemistry. Students usually have confused formulas or getting in these questions like how many subcells are given in a cell, how many electrons are there in an orbital, how many subcells are present in any given cell number or any energy level. So I'm going to clear such doubts with trick and few explanation too. It will definitely be helpful in your board examinations and as well as in your IIT level or any competitive examinations too. So please watch this video till the end and also subscribe my channel. It will encourage me to make more videos, and you can also comment me for any other video. So let's start the video. So the first one is number of subcell in a cell. For example, you are given any cell, okay, and the cell has n is equals to 2. That is, the cell is L cell. And then if you have to calculate the number of subcells in the cell 2, then what is the formula? Or whenever you are given a cell, then what do you know about that cell? You know the n value of that cell. So similar, just without any confusion, the number of subcell in that cell is equals to n. Here you can see. So if we take the example n is equals to 2, that is of L cell, then there are two subcells. There are two subcells in the cell, and those subcells are S and P. If we talk about n is equals to 1, then the number of subcells is 1, that is S only. If we talk about n is equals to 3, the number of subcells in that cell is 3, S, P and D. So whenever you are given cell, you know the n value, so the number of subcells is equals to that n value. Now moving further for the second formula, that is number of orbitals in a cell. So when you know the n value of cell, subcell is equals to n, so orbitals is always the square of n. Just remember it, that number of orbitals is the square of subcell, that is n square. So for example, n is equals to 2 is given, then number of orbitals is, number of subcell is 1, that is S only, and in S subcell there is only one orbital. So number of orbitals is 1 square, that is 1. If we talk about n is equals to 2, then number of orbitals is equals to 2 square, that is 4. So number of subcell in n is equals to 2 is equals to S and P. So S have 1 orbital and P have 3 orbitals, and so 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. Now moving further, for number of electrons in a subcell, so electrons are always filled in orbitals, and one orbital have 2 electrons of opposite spin. Here you can see. So when n is equals to 1, then number of orbital is 1 and number of electrons is 2 into 1. 2 into 1, that is 2. Here 2, 4, 6 and 8, that is 4 into 2, 4 into 2. So the formula for number of electrons in a cell is 2 into n square, that is 2 into number of orbitals. Now if you are given a subcell, that is SPD anything, and you want to know the number of orbitals in that subcell, then you know the L value of subcell, so just forget about the n value now. N value is for cell, and for subcell you know the L value, so the formula will also consist L. And to find the number of orbitals, just remember that the formula of orbitals in a subcell is 2L plus 1. You know that you know these L values of the subcells. So whenever you are given S subcell and you want to find the number of orbitals in S subcell, then you will use this formula, that is 2 into 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. So there is only one orbital in S subcell, that is this one. For D subcell, 2 into 2 and plus 1 is equals to 5. So there are 5 orbitals in a subcell. Here as you can see, there are 5 orbitals in a subcell. So this is the formula for number of orbitals in a subcell. Now the last one, that is number of electrons in a subcell. Whenever number of electrons is given, then simply multiply the number of orbitals into 2. Here you can see that number of orbitals in a subcell is 2l plus 1. So we have simply multiplied 2 into 2l plus 1, and which can also be written as 4l plus 2. So my trick in learning these formulas is just one thing, that is whatever you are given, if you are given cell, then just remember that cell, you know the n value of cell, so the formula will also consist n simply n for subcell, and since number of orbitals is greater than number of subcell in a cell, then number of orbitals in the cell is n square. And electrons, to find the electrons, simply multiply the number of orbitals into 2, whether in this case or whether in number of orbitals in the last case, that is in this case, number of electrons in a subcell. And if you are given subcell and you want to find the number of orbitals, then you know the L value of subcell, so the formula will also consist L value. So this is the trick to learn these formulas of atomic structure. Now for the next one is number of magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number, that is M value, which ranges from minus L to plus L value including 0. So L, that is the subcell, and M, that is the orbitals. So it is similar to the previous one, that is the number of orbitals in a subcell. So since you know the L value of subcell and you have to find the number of orbitals, so the formula is 2L plus 1. S subcell is 2 into 0 plus 1 is equals to 1, and the L value of S is 0, so M will also be 0. For subcell 2, that is for subcell having L value 2, that is D subcell, it is 2 into 2 plus 1 is equals to 5. So M value will range from -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. So there will be 5 magnetic quantum numbers. Now moving further, for spherical nodes, what is node? You would have studied that node is that part of an orbital or of an atom where the probability of finding an electron is 0. That is that part of atom where you will not find electron at all. So that is the node part. You can take it. So without going more deep into nodes, just we have to learn the formula in this video. So for the number of spherical nodes, since you know that a sphere, what is a sphere? You know only the R value, that is the radius of a sphere. You know just one value, one thing of sphere, and with this R you calculate the surface area, the volume and anything of that sphere. So just remember that you need one thing for spherical nodes, that is sphere, and that is the L value only. So this is the trick to learn this formula, that is for S subcell, that having 0 L value, the number of spherical nodes is 0. For P subcell, that is having L value 1, the number of spherical nodes is 1. So just remember this trick. Spherical ends with L, so you have to use the L value instead of N value. Spherical, so here L value. Now for radial nodes, this you would have to learn N minus L minus 1. this is the formula, that radial, since spherical has just one term L, so radial will have three terms. This you would have to learn, that is n minus L minus 1. So this is the formula for radial nodes. Now for the total number of nodes, this is the two types of nodes, that is radial nodes and spherical nodes. So total number of nodes will just the sum of these two, that is n minus L minus 1 and plus L, that is n minus 1. So for the total number of nodes, there is no any radial spherical L here. In both these things L is present, but here nodes is present, so only n term is present. So in the formula only n term will be present. So this is the trick, that is you don't have to use the L value in the formula, you can get the total number of nodes just by n value. So the formula is n minus 1. So this is the trick to learn this formula. Now again for nodal plane, just remember that nodal plane spherical nodes have the same formula, that is L, nodal and L. So this is the trick to learn this formula. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video then please like, subscribe my channel. This is my humble request, please subscribe my channel. It will help you to get more videos like this. Thank you.